It is time for you to let go of that now. Let go of that person, let go of that place, let go of that thing that's holding you back and stopping you from reaching your full potential. Many times, nouns will come into your life and they're only supposed to be there for a temporary time. They're only supposed to be there for a season. But you keep tagging them along. You keep trying to bring them along your journey, and that's what's blocking your blessings. God won't upgrade your life and open those doors for you if you don't let go of that extra baggage. And today I'm going to go over 13 reasons to let that noun go. As I'm going over these 13 reasons, I want you to ask yourself these two things. Is this an asset or is it a liability? Is it adding value to my life or is it taking from my life? How will this now make you feel in the future body? Will this now make you happy and live a lovely and a happy life, or will it make you miserable and make you hate your life? I'm going to be going over 3 topics today: the people, the places, and the things. I want to start this off with the people. And I ran across this great analogy that compared people to a tree. And it said, some people in life are like leaves and branches, and some people are like roots. The people that are like leaves and branches are only there for a temporary season, and when the storm comes, they're gone. The root people, on the other hand, they're there through thick and thin, through all the storms, through all the battles. They'll be in your life. They're more committed to you. All of those people matter. Don't look at leaf and branch people as harmful people all the time. If you apply that to life, think about school. Think about hundreds of people that you went to school with from K to 12 that you don't even communicate with, but you laughed with them, you played with them, you built bonds with them, but in the real world, you never really see them. It's because they had a different path and it wasn't meant to be along your journey this long. So y'all just separated. But it's no wrong in that. There was no love lost in that. It's just y'all was a part of one chapter of my page, and now it's time for the next one. What's dangerous is when the leaf people and the branch people are close to you. That's when it's dangerous. Mostly family, friends, people that you trust. Those are the ones that you must watch when it comes to leaves and branch people, because they know everything about you. The experience is more personal. They can attack you. When they attack you, it's going to hurt. Those are the branch people. They're with you a little longer until a big storm comes and it's done. Without those people that crossed you, without those people that made you feel the way that you felt, you wouldn't be who you were today. But if you left in a certain time, it would have never affected you in the way that it did, but you stayed. Now, the root people, they locked in with you. They're there to see you win. They're going to pour support in you, and they're going to pour love and respect into you no matter what. No matter what season you in, your down season, your winning season, it don't matter. They're there for you through the thick and the thin. So make sure that you keep those people around you at all times and make sure you let them know that they are appreciated. Another thing is, it don't matter how much time or energy you put into something. Many of us use that as an excuse. If it's not adding value to your life and your future body, let it go. It's going to hurt you, yes. It's going to hurt a lot, yes. But that's what it takes to overcome that adversity that you're feeling within yourself. You got to go take that leap of faith. God will take care of you. All you have to do is pray, and He will take care of everything that you need to get handled. But the first step is letting go. And don't let the time that you put into something and the energy that you put into something be your excuse to stay in a messed up situation. Letting go is not just about giving up. It's about creating space for growth, peace, and the love that you deserve. Now let's get into these 13 reasons. Number 1 is personal growth. Sometimes love hinders your personal growth, and letting go can give you that space that you need to focus on what you need to grow on and the things that you need to work on to become the best version of yourself. There's going to be a time in your life where you'll be in your growing stages and you'll be moving on from maybe a heartbreak or a loss or something like that, and somebody will enter your life and they will comfort you in every spot that you've been missing. All that alone time goes away. Don't get attached to that person because you're still doing shadow work. You're not in your healed stage. So if you love that person and you actually like that person enough, you will let that person go, because what will happen is you will drag them down with you. As you're growing on yourself, you will use that as an excuse to keep doing these harmful things to these people. You will use that as an excuse when you lack in some areas. They don't deserve to feel that all because you was growing, but you didn't want to be responsible enough to let them go because you were no longer alone and you felt good. If you really love that person and that person is really a root person Tell them, be honest with them. Yo, I'm trying to grow. I'm in a growing stage of my life. I really like you. I really enjoy your company, but I need to let you go. And I will be back for you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just focusing on growing myself. And a lot of people use that. A lot of people, a lot of women, they use that against some men. They say, "Oh, I'm growing, I'm working on myself." Even men do the same thing. I ain't gonna say just women. I'm growing, I'm working on myself, I'm healing, but the whole time that's just an excuse to move on to the next person. Don't be like that person. If you really like somebody and you really love the way that they make you feel, tell them like, yo, I really love you enough to let you go because you deserve my best self. And right now, I'm still growing. So, keep in contact with me and make sure you stay down. It's that simple. Number two is the lack of respect a person have for you. If they continuing to disrespect your boundaries, your values, or even the way that you feel, you have to let them go. It don't matter if it's family, a coworker, no, anything, relationship stuff, no. The bottom line of what we learn in school is you have to give respect to get respect. So if a person is not even valuing your time by respecting you, you will start to look at yourself like, hold up, you ain't about to keep disrespecting me. So you're gonna end up crashing out. So you gotta let the people go that's close to you that's disrespecting you to the point where you feel like you gotta get like that. So just avoid it by just letting them go. It's like watering a dead plant. No matter how much water you give it, if that plant ain't gonna grow, then why you still watering it? Why you still keeping that disrespectful person around you if nothing is gonna change? You keep speaking life into this person, but they still disrespecting you. Why do you got that person around? Let them go. Number three is going to be the emotional drain. Love should uplift you. It should never exhaust you. If you're in a relationship or you have a friendship and the exhaustion is greater than the uplifting, then it's time to let it go. You don't need to be in relationships and have connections with people that's exhausting you rather than speaking life into you and uplifting you. It's like having a bucket that got a hole in it. You're trying to fill that bucket with water all the way to the top, but that hole is just going to keep leaking out. That's how people are. Sometimes it's a person and you really giving them everything that they need to hear, everything, treating them the best that you can, but it's just like they still decide to fail you. You gotta let them go. Number four is going to be unhealthy patterns. Toxic behaviors like manipulation, control, dishonesty. All these things can lead to mental and emotional damage. You cannot have people around you that will watch you crash out and be okay with that. That will watch you be at your lowest and be okay with that. All because you're giving them something. And many times this happens to a lot of the good people. Yes, if I'm talking to you, if you're a good person, I know this happened to you. You came in as the light, you healed the situation, you did everything that you could. And guess what? You turned into the dark person. You came in to shine a light, and that person stole that light from you and started shining on somebody else. The only reason why people have access to you in that way is because you are the only one that will deal with that. They know that if they go to somebody else, if they go to another situation, that person ain't going to deal with the same things that you dealing with and that you taking from this person. They'll control that because they know that you are weak. And you're weak if you're allowing these people to be in your life and to dictate how you view yourself. The day that you lose self-confidence and somebody's able to really trick you out your spot to believe that you aren't enough, that's one of the saddest days. I've been there before. I've been in that position to where I'm in that situation. I came into a situation to shine light, but ended up, getting the short end of that stick. But it comes with the emotional patterns, and it's things even with work. It's not just relationship. Don't just think relationship. Either brotherhood, friendship. You give out, you give, and then they turn their back on you. They cross you, they snake you, they rat on you, they do all these devious things to you when you ain't expect that. And that's because of those unhealthy patterns that you did not pick up on. Now it's time to pick up on these patterns. Don't let these people slither into your life as this perfect person that's willing to help you, that's going to, provide for you and do all these things. And the whole time they have secret intentions in the back of their mind to just steal your light. Don't let them get your light. Don't let them steal what the Creator, God, has instilled in you that no one can take from you, that light. Shine a light on these unhealthy people and these unhealthy habits and expose them. How could you want to be with somebody that can be happy one day and then mad the next day about something that you ain't even do? But they just manipulate you to believe that you have to be in the position that you are because they're just using you. Like I said, don't let them get your light. Let them go. Now we're done with the type of people you need to leave behind. Now we're going to move on to the places. Number 5 is going to be better opportunities. Leave that job behind. Leave that environment behind. You can be valued somewhere else. You have to get uncomfortable. You're too comfortable, and you think that just because you settled, everybody know you, oh, you getting this little raise, that's the best thing for you. And that's really how you stay trapped in these jobs that you hate, in these jobs and these environments that's against you, because you're not willing to take that jump and take that leap of faith and to trust the process. You have to leave that job behind. You have to leave that environment behind. Don't let, because you know everything, you know everybody, be a reason to why you don't want to leave. You won't be able to walk through those doors if you're staying where you are. It's a better job out there for you. It's a better opportunity out there for you. Stop believing that that's the only thing that you have. I remember I worked at a warehouse. It was an Amazon warehouse, and I worked in there with a bunch of older people. And one day I stopped and I talked to one of the older guys. He was maybe about 50, 60 years old. He had grays. And I asked him, I said, why do you work? And his response was, I put in a lot of time and I put in a lot of energy to this. I put in over 20 years to Amazon, so I'd rather just retire. Now to myself, I'm thinking to myself that, wow, you put in 20 years at Amazon and you still plan on staying here to the end? When do you wake up? There's a better opportunity out there for you. Remember what I said earlier. Never use that the time that you spent at something or the energy you put into something as an excuse to stay. So this man wanted to retire just because he put in 20 years at this job. And that right there is what I mean by that. Better opportunities are out there. That same year, I left that job that was paying $20 an hour and got hired at Target and was getting paid $24 an hour for doing the same work and doing the same thing. It was literally no difference. And if I didn't leave that job and my mindset was just like that man's, I would have never had a better opportunity. They was paying more money than Amazon and it was less work. We got paid to push a broom, but I was at Amazon working like a slave. I hope that he got enlightened and actually realized that that wasn't the end for him. But if he didn't, and he actually still there to this day, learn from him. Don't be at a place where you feel like you have to stay there just because of the time and energy you put into that place. Learn to grow, want to be better, and let that place go. Let that job go. Leave that environment. Better opportunities are out there for you. Number 6 is going to be work-life imbalance. If a job is demanding more than you can give, that can lead to a burnout. Let go of that job that's making you lose out on friendships, relationships, and people that's there for you and supporting you, all because you wanted to stick around and become miserable. Let that job go. Number 7 is going to be feeling undervalued. If you're at a job and you're always working hard, you're always doing the above and the beyond for this job or this company, and they always seem to under recognize you and they don't value your work, leave that job alone. They don't see your worth. They don't see your value. The moment that you mess up one time, they're in your ear. But you can overwork, you can work overtime, you can do so much, and you'll never hear from them. And you'll always hear from them once you mess up one time. And that's because they don't value you. Leave that job alone. Leave that environment that don't know your worth. Leave that job that don't know your worth and go somewhere where you're valued and you're recognized. Number 8 is going to be toxic surroundings. If your environment is negative or harmful to you, if you are ever feeling unsafe in a situation from your surroundings, it's self-explanatory. You have to leave to protect yourself. So now we covered people and places. So now it's time for the things. Number 9 is going to be financial strain. If something is causing you to go into debt or to overspend, it's not worth the stress. let it go. Let that car note go. If you can't afford that nice car and that car note is too high for you, let it go. It's causing you to stress. It's causing you to be in this mode, this survival mode that you don't have to be in. And you have to humble yourself. If you got to take that step back and take that leap forward, do that. But you need to downgrade just for a season and get out of this stressful phase that you're in, all because of your financial decisions. Number 10 is going to be lack of true fulfillment. Materialistic things oftentimes lead to temporary satisfaction, but rarely does it lead to lasting happiness. This is why we have so many celebrities and people that have so much money and cars and this big house. They always end up unhappy, and it's because they chase these things that didn't have no real value and no meaning. Don't let that be you. Let go of that mindset of chasing these materialistic things because you're losing out on time, you're losing out on things that matter, you're losing out on people that matter for chasing something. And once you get that, you'll realize that it's nothing. And you'll already lose all the bonds, you'll already lose everything that was there and meant for you. 11. Misaligned value. If the item no longer represents who you are or what you value, it's time to let it go. It's like wearing a coat in the summer. It no longer fits the season. Number 12 is going to be clutter overload. Trying to hold on to too many things will create mental and physical chaos, and you will have little room for clarity and peace. You have so much on your plate. You have so much in your bag that you need to let go of these things so you can reach your full potential. It's like trying to run a race at full speed, but you have so much weight. You have a book bag full of weights. You have a book bag full of heavy things that's holding you back. Sit down and take that bag off. Let go of that weight. And I know what it is. It's your ego. You feel like you need all these things to fit this image that you're projecting over yourself, that you have to have these things in order to be successful. And that's the overload. You have to let go of these things that's taken from you. Too much of these things are the reason why God won't open that door for you. You have much baggage. You have too many things that you're worried about that you need to let go of. Take your power back. Run at your full speed. Do not cripple yourself. 13. Opportunity cost. If you're focused on materialistic things, it might distract you from investing in experiences, relationships, and even your personal growth. You will be distracted. It's like you being in a forest and you seeing one tree, and the whole time that you're looking in this forest, you're looking at this one tree, but you're missing out on the beautiful forest because you were so focused on one tree. Stop focusing on materialistic things and realize that you have so much more and you can receive so much more than the little things that you're so focused on. You're mainly going to focus on these things because you have influence from either the media or certain people that's around you. But you have to realize that you are a blessing and that everything that you have in your life, it means something. Things like a phone, money, cars, those things can be replaced just like that. So make sure that you take this last note and that you take this into consideration to stop chasing after things that's materialistic, because you're going to miss out on the opportunity. And when that opportunity goes by, it's going to go by. It will no longer be there. So you have to really focus on things that matter. Build relationships with people. It's not always about relationships, intimate. No, relationship, business partners, relationship with your children. If you don't have a good relationship with them, experiences. Go travel more. Really experience this world before you sit down and focus on things that don't really matter. Let go of that now. If you're still here through all 13 reasons, I know that you are ready to let that now go, and I pray for your journey. I know that you will become the best version of yourself. I know that you will overcome that trauma, that hurt, that fear, that loneliness. You will overcome that. You have to remember that in order for God to bless you, you need to let go of that baggage. When you let go of that baggage, you let go of the toxic people out of your life, you heal the toxicity inside of you. God will give you everything that you need to move on to that next level. He will open the doors directly for you. Yes, he will open it for you. And I don't want y'all to think that once you let go of these people, that it's going to happen just like this. No, it don't happen like that. You got to have that faith and you got to pray, and you got to manifest what you want, and God will give it to you. You will understand your purpose. Your path will become clear once you let that noun go. And remember, leaf people and branch people are also needed in your life. Don't look at them like they don't deserve much respect and you can't learn from them just because they only there for a season. Remember, everybody that enters your life is there for a reason. Even if it's just a season, you have to take the lessons and learn from them. And the last thing I want to leave y'all with is this. Please don't let how much time and energy you put into something be the reason you stay in a messed up situation. Reset. Let that now go. Relocate. Let it go. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. Let that now go. I love y'all.